Inhibit. I've been hearing people saying that a lot throughout this past week, so that's why we're gonna make this video. First thing is the kick. Now the kick without any texture sounds like this. With Erosion, this is a cool Ableton effect that adds this nice texture, this nice layer to the kick. We can imitate what he's doing. Now, I don't know if you found a kick which you really liked that had the texture. If he went, it's not sounding crispy enough. Just setting up the noise blend up. Sweet. Now he has a pretty sick snare that also has this really nice texture to it. There's a plugin known as Snapback. Snapback makes it so that you can add texture or a reverse effect into the snare, something that happens before the snare hits. But what I like to use is this transient feature to add this covert up snare sizzle, because without it, with it, sounds pretty cool if we pitch it up. The hat has this feeling in that track, like many people will tell me, it sounds like it's pitching up and down. And that feeling is gonna come from velocity changes, where you want each close hat to hit a little quieter or a little louder than the one before it. Drum motifs is another really good thing that Lorenzo does in this track, and he does this with the 808 clav. Inhibit. The next thing he has, which I've remade here, is what I would call an FM percussion. First off, I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to remove this glide here so that when we play it, number one, you need to have an envelope that's going to have some form of release. You want it to last longer than it should, because when I press a note, that square wave is still sticking around, and we want it to stick around, because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use another envelope, which is going to have a high decay as well, with some release. And now over here, we're going to route it to our oscillators to get this really cool pitchback effect. So now this tune mod here, which is going to be the amount we're switching by, we're going to move it to the right. And as I do that, you hear how the pitch changes. Now watch what happens if I get rid of the release. We don't get the same effect. Now watch what happens if this decay is not long enough. We don't hear that reverse pitch that occurs at the end of the sound. So we got to bring this up. And the reason it sounds that way is because, one, when we are using ADSR, we have our attack, our decay, our sustain, and then our release phases. So when we pull down the note, let's say I were to hold it down, right? We get stuck in the sustain phase. But now let's bring the sustain up. Now, when I let go of it, you're going to hear the release kick in. And since the effect, the pitch effect also has a release, you're going to hear it go back to the pitch it should be at. You hear it? So the way this works here is when I lower these down, I'm playing it at such a fast rate that it gives us that effect. Now from there, the metallic side of it is going to come from the FM, the frequency modulation, which shouldn't be confused with the deep house, the wub, FM. This is going to be actual frequency modulation that is being applied from the saw wave, which is going to really, again, it's going to be routed to the pitch of these guys. And whenever we hear a wave, like let's say the saw, if we can hear it, it's moving at a very, 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 very fast rate, which means it's going to provide harmonics to the sound depending on how much we add. So we are going to put that in as well. And we can start to get techno effects as well if we go down, but we keep it up. Now I'm going to record it in. 1, 2, let's party. Now, the main important thing with this bass is the tone of it. The tone of it comes from the filter and the oscillators of Diva. In Serum, we can probably get something similar, but it's just going to sound a tad bit less meaty, a tad less characterful, dare I say, a bit too perfect, Botox, veneers, if you get my drift here. You know, you go like, you look too good, bro. Like, what? We're just going to go with a saw, volume up, cut off filter down, and this emphasis, which is just resonance. This is boosting at the cutoff point as we move to up and down. Okay. A bit of movement too on the cutoff filter so you can automate this envelope. Now continuing the theme of frequency modulation, for this one we're going to be in Serum. And in the breakdown he does something really cool where you have something going like. Now in Serum, we're going to be going FM from B, and we're using through zero and a lot more metallic. So anytime you're like, all right, Sen, you're teaching me this, but when do I know when to use it? Whenever you want to get metallic style of kind of percussive hits that still sound like synths, this is like a really dope thing to have up your sleeve for any session you might encounter where you're going to need it. So from here, I'm going to bring this up. Give us this really nice sound, which we're then going to run through a filter to reshape it in order to give us more of a percussive. Not super exact, but as you can tell, like by hearing it, it's around the same ballpark. Next thing is at the bottom left of Serum 2, we do have our bend controls, which a lot of people overlook, and that's a shame because you can do a lot of really cool stuff like apply. Let's say I want to go up by 12, so that way when you move your module up on the MIDI keyboard, when you go up, you know what key you're going to be in. Now I'm going to be using a sine wave, and then from there, the oscillator B, it's going to be a saw, but we can always experiment with different variations. Maybe we get closer. But the key important thing is this ratio of the -3 on this oscillator to the +1. From there, we are going to be adding a down sample because check it. Without it, it's going to sound like that. But once we add it, from here, I'm going to elongate the release just a tiny bit more so that way it lingers. And also this guy here to the right. Let's say mono legato on so the notes don't overlap. And then from there, I'm going to go back to the saw. It sounds a lot better. From there, it sounds like there's also a flanger effect on it, which is giving us that really cool Paris Hilton effect. If you know, you know, my fellow millennial brothers. Other key thing to note too is how the bass just gets long in that breakdown, which I call proper songwriting. At times with the breaks, a lot of people tend to just leave the bass the way it was on the drops, but I always say, how can you still use the melody from the bass in a more unique way, in a different way to really spice up the track and create change, contrast between the two sections. You know, automate the decay from the envelope that's moving the cutoff. You can do a lot of really cool stuff with that. You know, get that FM sound that you know how to make now. With that being said, fam, if you learned anything, consider supporting the channel over at EvoSounds.com. Some of the sounds you heard in this video are going to be coming from Deceiver Diva Edition Volume 3. With that being said, if you want to continue your knowledge forward, consider watching this video here. And hopefully you can have a great rest of your day in this bit.